diving right in, did you know that in the UK, we measure speed in miles per hour, not kilometers per hour? It's a crucial detail that can easily slip the mind, especially for those accustomed to the metric system. But here's the thing, 1 mile is approximately 1.6 kilometers. So when you see a speed limit of 30 miles per hour, it's not the same as 30 kilometers per hour. In fact, it's closer to about 50 kilometers per hour. Understanding this little difference can save you from unexpected speeding fines. The last thing you want on a pleasant drive is to see those flashing lights in your rearview mirror. So when you're behind the wheel, remember to keep an eye on your speedometer. And here's a quick tip. Make sure you're reading it in miles per hour, not kilometers per hour. It's a small detail, but it makes a big difference. So remember to keep an eye on your speedometer and make sure you're reading it in mph, not kph. Next up, the golden rule of driving in the UK, mirror signal maneuver. This 3-step process is not just a recommendation, it's a fundamental part of safe driving. So what does it entail? First, mirror. Regularly checking your mirrors means you're constantly aware of what's happening around you, from the car creeping up in your blind spot to the cyclist at the junction. Then, signal. By indicating your intentions clearly, you're communicating with other road users. Whether you're changing lanes or turning into a side street, a timely signal can prevent confusion and accidents. Finally, maneuver. Once you've checked your surroundings and signaled your intentions, then and only then should you execute your maneuver. Whether it's a simple lane change or a complex roundabout navigation, always proceed with caution. So always remember, mirror, signal, maneuver. It's a simple sequence that can save lives. If you're not used to it, driving on the left side of the road can feel a little strange. Now, this is something that might seem like a challenge at first, but trust me, it's not as daunting as it seems. It's all about shifting your perspective and getting into the rhythm of things. Imagine yourself in the driver's seat. You're on the left side of the car, the center of the road is to your right. Now keep that image in your mind. It's essential to remember that the fast lane is on the right while the slower traffic stays left. This is the opposite of what you might be accustomed to, but it's crucial to safe driving in the UK. When making turns, be cautious. Left turns are a breeze, but right turns will require you to cross oncoming traffic, so always check twice. So keep in mind, in the UK, we drive on the left. It might take some getting used to, but you'll get the hang of it in no time. Before you hit the road, make sure you're properly insured. You see, in the United Kingdom, driving without valid insurance is not just risky, it's illegal. Without it, you could face heavy fines, penalty points on your license, or even a driving ban. Car insurance isn't just about obeying the law, though, it's about protection. It's about knowing that if an accident happens, you're covered. It's about the peace of mind that comes from knowing you won't be left to foot the bill for repairs or medical costs. Remember, not all insurance policies are created equal. Some offer more comprehensive coverage than others. Some may cover damage to your vehicle, others may not. Some may cover medical expenses, others may not. So it's crucial to understand what's included in your policy and what isn't. So always check your insurance before you start your journey. It's not just a legal requirement, it's peace of mind. On some roads in the UK, you'll need to pay a toll or a congestion charge. Now, these are not just arbitrary fees slapped onto your driving experience. They're designed to control traffic, reduce congestion, and maintain road quality. Tolls are typically found on some bridges, tunnels, and private roads. The cost can vary, so it's worth checking the price before you set off. Most of these toll booths accept card payment, but having some change handy can't hurt. Congestion charges, on the other hand, are specific to certain areas at certain times. For instance, driving in central London between 7 in the morning and 6 in the evening on a weekday will incur a charge. The easiest way to pay is online, in advance, or by midnight on the day of your journey. And remember, failure to pay these charges can result in a hefty fine. So be aware of tolls and congestion charges. They're part and parcel of driving in the UK. Roundabouts can be a bit tricky, especially if you're not used to them. Now let's delve into how to navigate these circular intersections with confidence. Think of roundabouts as a clock. If you're taking the first exit, akin to the hand on a clock pointing at 12, indicate left as you approach. If you're going straight ahead like the hand pointing at 3, there's no need to indicate on approach, but do signal left after you pass the exit before yours. If you're taking the last exit, similar to the hand pointing at 6, Indicate right on approach and left as you pass the penultimate exit. Keeping in line with indicating, remember to always signal your intentions to other drivers. If you're changing lanes or exiting the roundabout, use your indicators. This small action communicates your actions to other road users, promoting safety for everyone on the roads. Next, let's discuss lane discipline. In general, stick to the left lane if you're taking the first exit or going straight ahead. The right lane is typically for those intending to take the last exit or turn around. However, always follow the road markings. In some roundabouts, lanes may be designated for specific exits, so it's crucial to heed these instructions. Now let's talk about the right-of-way. When entering a roundabout, give way to traffic coming from your right already on the roundabout. Once you're on the roundabout, you have the right-of-way over incoming traffic. But remember, right-of-way is something you give, not take. Patience and courtesy go a long way in ensuring smooth traffic flow. Let's not forget about cyclists and pedestrians. They have the same rights as motorists, so ensure you give them enough space and time to cross or navigate the roundabout. Lastly, don't panic if you miss your exit. Simply continue around the roundabout until you come back to it. It's safer than trying to make a last-minute dash for the exit. So take it easy on roundabouts. They're a common feature on UK roads, so getting comfortable with them is key. Accidents happen, and if they do, you need to know what to do. There's no sugarcoating it. Sometimes things can go wrong on the road, and when they do, it's crucial to act appropriately. In the UK, the law requires you to stop if you're involved in an accident. This isn't just a legal requirement, it's a matter of responsibility and consideration for others. First, make sure everyone involved is safe and call for medical assistance if needed. Next, exchange your name and address with anyone else involved in the accident. It's also a good idea to note the time and location of the incident as well as the registration numbers of all vehicles involved. If there's significant damage or if anyone is injured, you must report the accident to the police within 24 hours. Remember, fleeing the scene of an accident can result in serious legal consequences. So, if you have an accident, stop. It's not just the law, it's the right thing to do. Finally, let's talk about headlamps. They're more important than you might think. We've covered a lot of ground today, from speed measurements to navigating roundabouts, but we haven't yet touched on the topic of headlamps. They might seem like a small detail, but they can significantly impact your driving experience, especially when you're driving on the left side of the road for the first time. In the UK, just as we drive on the left side of the road, our cars are designed with headlamps that dip to the left. This is to ensure that the beam of light doesn't dazzle oncoming drivers. But if you're driving a car that's been designed for driving on the right side of the road, your headlamps will be dipping to the right, which could potentially blind oncoming drivers. That's definitely not a situation you want to find yourself in. So, what's the solution? It's simple. You need to adjust your headlamps. This can be done in a couple of ways. Some cars have a simple switch that allows you to change the direction of the dip. If your car doesn't have this feature, don't fret. You can use beam converters, which are essentially stickers that you put on your headlamps to change the direction of the beam. They're inexpensive and easy to apply. Remember, it's not just about your own visibility, it's also about the safety of other road users. Dazzling other drivers with your headlamps can lead to potentially dangerous situations, so it's crucial to make this adjustment. Additionally, it's worth noting that the UK law requires all vehicles to have their lights on between sunset and sunrise, and in poor visibility conditions. So make sure to switch on those headlamps when necessary. In conclusion, headlamps are more than just lights on your car. They're an essential part of safe driving in the UK, especially when you're getting used to driving on the left side of the road. So before you set off, take a moment to adjust your headlamps. It can make a world of difference to you and other road users.